Welcome, all you wild and woolly Vikings out there. This is Julie 1961, and I'm coming to you this time from a new game that's just been released in the last few weeks called Valheim. This is a Viking sandbox, multiplayer, build your own stuff, battle enemies, run dungeons type of game, which is right up my alley. I'm really excited to get started doing some playthroughs of this. But I wanted to do a quick video around getting started in the game. Just a quick, hey, this is how you can go out and quickly get yourself established and get set up so that you can start having fun with this. And I've been playing, not maybe about 20 hours into the game so far. It's been a lot of fun. I would have had a first look video, but for some reason I forgot to turn on the recorder, so I didn't get the capture. So here you go. Anyway, it's been fun, and I'd like to make sure that people have a way of getting started really quick that I haven't seen any videos on yet. So I'm going to do this as a intro. Here's how to get going really quick on Valheim, and then you can start branching out from there. It also is a good opportunity for you to make a quick forward operating base if you're spreading yourself around the map and you just need a place to hide out and you don't want to spend a whole lot of time building. So sit back, relax, enjoy the video. Hopefully you learn some things that you maybe didn't know before, or at least get an idea of something that you can do. If you find the information valuable or you enjoy the video, please make sure you hit that like button. Let me know you're enjoying the content that I'm putting out here. And if you want to subscribe to our channel, that's awesome. It helps me out a lot as I start building and growing this community. And if you do subscribe, make sure you hit that bell so you'll get notified of new videos that I post as soon as I put them out there. So with that, let's get this thing going. All right, I have found what I was looking for. What I'll encourage you to do is if you start this game, you're going to spawn in at a beginner area, and you're pretty much going to be left to your own devices to figure out what's going on and where things are at. I would encourage you, just run around. If you get killed by something, you're just going to respawn at that same spot, and you can go find your body and get your stuff off of it, but you're probably not going to have that much to start with anyway. Just kind of do a perimeter around the spawn place and keep going outside of that, picking up items. It's just like any other survivor game, and there are lots of videos out there on how to get started with, putting together your first axe and club. But do that, go around and make an outward circle until you come to something like what I was right over this ridge here, and you will thank me. And here she is. So we've got a little village here. Now, there are these things scattered all through the maps, and they're not always little clusters of buildings. Sometimes it's just one. And you need to be careful when you go around it, because sometimes there's bees nests inside of here, and they will sting you and they'll do damage to you. You can chop these things up if you've got an axe. If you built that first stone axe and you're needing supplies, you can start hacking away at it. But why bother doing all that? The first thing that you're going to need to do when you start building things is to build a workstation or workshop. And as soon as you build it, it doesn't tell you anything about this, but as soon as you build it and you put it down, it's going to say you can't use it until it's got a cover over it. Well, guess what? If you put one in here, it's got a cover on it from the start. So we'll go in here, and some of these have boxes in them. Some of them already have beds. You can't use these beds, but you can destroy them and get the resources out of them. But anyway, so what you'll do to make your first crafting station is you'll need the hammer. So you'll need to have gotten to the point where you can make the hammer. And you'll hit whatever button you have your hammer on. For me, it's 4. So I hit 4. I go to my workstation screen. And for crafting, I need to put in a workbench. And I can just turn that right in here and drop that workbench. Let's put it over here. And then it won't have a roof on it. Let's put it over here in this corner where the roof is. And boom, I got a workbench. And guess what? I can use it right away. Fix all my stuff. Doesn't cost anything to fix those things. I'll knock them right out and make sure they're straight. And now, what you want to do is go to your hammer again and right click to get to that screen that the hammer uses. click on just your hammer and the repair piece and go to town. So you've got the door you can fix, the walls. And in relatively short order, you got a house you didn't have to spend any resources to build. Just make sure you go around, you clip on everything, you make sure that everything's all fixed up. You can look at the indicator there to tell if anything needs to be repaired. Maybe a little bit of dicey trying to get around your workbench once you placed it, but nothing hard to do. And like I said, once you've got this in, it's your house. So pretty slick, huh? Now you've got your roof over your head. You didn't spend any resources to build this because the repair is not using anything but the workbench. So the only thing that you had to have is enough resources to build the workbench. And you're done. Now, to finish it out, you're going to want to not only just repair it, but there's always going to be some patching you probably will need to do to the roof and get that going. So we're going to real quick get the roof fixed, and I'll come right back and we'll show you what we got for our little starter hut or our FOB for a forward operating base, so that we're ready to go without having to carry a lot of resources with us or use them on things that we don't want to do. So be right back and I'll show you how that goes. All right, we've been around the house. We repaired everything. I'll pull my hammer out here. You can see everything is 100%. And all we spent to do this and build this house was 10 wood that it took for us to build the workbench. And that's all it took. This is the bed that was sitting in here, so I can't use that, so I'm gonna break it. I still need to fix this floor right here where the bed was. This box was in here when I got here, so let's see what's in it. Oh, okay, so we got some flint and we got some feathers. Now I can use this box. It's perfectly fine sitting right there. I can put my stuff in there now, or I can take that stuff out, break the box, and move it somewhere else if I want to. And really the only investment I had to make was building the workbench, and I'm going to have to fix a few roof pieces. So we'll do that real quick. Won't take a whole lot of effort. You're going to need a fireplace and you're going to need a bed to make this a really functioning operational base. Hopefully I put the right roof on here. So we can put this one on there, and this one on here. There. We have our roof pieces in, and we're going to leave this spot open because I'm going to quickly empty this box. And I'm going to break it. And now I'm going to put a new box over here. Storage purposes. I'm going to turn it sideways so I can put a couple of them over here. And right here, what I'm going to do is I am going to put in a wall there, a wall there. I'm going to put a little half wall in here. And then I am going to step outside, go to a full wall here, put that there, turn this around. That one's kind of ugly, but you'll see the point here. It should be even. Right, and then we'll clip a wall in here, and one here. There. And now what we'll do is we'll go in here, we'll get the hammer, break out this piece of floor here, that wood back, and again, I just out of pieces that I've collected as I'm going around, I'm going to put in campfire. I don't want to go too far back, but it's got to sit on the ground. If you don't have core wood, I understand, so put that there. And now we can put in our cooking crafting station right over top of it. Cook our food, and we have the smoke going outside, so we won't suffocate while we're in here. Now the other thing you want to do is you want to replace that bed. There you go. Just step back a little bit and drop your bed in right here. And don't forget, when you put the bed down, to claim it. And there you have it, a little forward operating base, first starter hut, whatever you want to call it. You got your bed set up, you got a cooking bit, you got a fireplace, a couple storage boxes, your smithy, or your workbench, or whatever you want to call it. You can add the other workstations over here on the other side, and you're good to go. You probably will want to put a cap on this chimney, and I'd go out there and do it now, but it's dark and you wouldn't be able to see what I'm doing, so we'll give it a second. When morning comes, I'll go out there and show you how that goes on there. You want to make sure you've got plenty of ventilation so that the smoke will actually come out of it, but still we'll keep it so that you don't end up with rain coming in and putting your fire out. So be right back. All right, morning's here, and we need to put a cap on this chimney. If you just started the game and you try to go up on one of these little things, you'll notice you just slide right back down, and jumping up a couple of times and falling down that chimney is probably not what you want to do. But here's something you can do, and it's really convenient that in this game, when you break stuff, you get all the materials back. You can go into your inventory screen, get your hammer out. There you go, your building screen. Look at this wooden stair, and guess what? It snaps right on here. And you can put another one right up here. If I would get out of the way, it would snap. There we go. And just jump up here. And I can put another one down. And now I can get up on top. And this works for whatever side roof you got. So that makes it a little bit easy, because now you don't have to worry about console commands and cheating through the game. Just build you a couple of steps, go up the side. You can make your modifications that you need to make. So we're going to need a small half wall. We're going to spin that around like this, just so we can make all this stuff nice and even. And we're going to put a full wall right there, and another full wall over here. Around so it looks nice. Put that in there, and then we're going to take this flat roof right here, and we're going to pop it right on top. And what that'll do is it'll allow all the smoke to get out. There'll be plenty of ventilation, and you don't have to worry about it choking your fire out, or suffocating you and you taking damage, because that will happen in a small house if you have the fire inside. So now we've got all the perks that we need of a little small base. And like I said, the investment was a few pieces of wood to get the workbench going. We're going to go back and break these pieces out so we get our wood back. Make sure you start at the top one and start taking them apart, so that you're not taking it apart and then you can't get back to the top to get the last piece. So start from top to bottom, break these out. Now you've got your forward operating base, starter base, whatever you need. It's ready to roll. It's got the basic necessities, and as you get more items, if you want to use this as your exploratory area and coming back here, you can put in your chopping block, your tanning station, so that you can get the 3 levels on your workbench, and you've got a nice little setup here. One thing that you should do once you get your house put together is make sure that you go open your map up and put a waypoint on the map so you know where this is at. So to do that, you just hit M. It opens your world up. Double click, left click, and it will open up the point that you're holding your arrow at, wherever you're sitting. And then you can put in a name for it. You can choose an icon for it, and then just hit enter, and you'll have that waypoint there so that you know where this is at in the future. If you're out exploring and you're trying to find your way back home, you get lost in the woods. So make sure you do that before you leave and explore more than try to find your place afterwards. So helpful little tip there as you're putting your house together. There are houses like this all over the map, so you don't have to look for a village. You can look for one that's isolated if you want to, but the trick here is do a little bit of exploring and you can quickly find one of these little huts out there. And what I'll say on the building system in this game, it's a little bit different than what I'm used to for other games. You put a foundation in and you build things around the foundation and everything kind of squares off. When you start building your first hut, you're probably not going to be on level ground. There's no foundations, there's just floors. So you're putting that down and you may get clipping through the ground. It may, you might not like the way it looks. And if you don't put the floor down and you try to start clipping these walls together, you could very well find yourself looking like a drunk sailor put the thing up there, because they're all over the map, and it just really doesn't look very, for me, I like things to look aesthetically well when I'm doing them, even if it's just starting out. This gets you an opportunity to see how these houses are put together, because as you're repairing, you can see you've got the half walls, you've got the different angle walls, how the door fits in, all that kind of stuff will be more intuitive when you go to try to build your own place later on. So you're learning as you're doing it, and you're saving resources for that starter house that you got to struggle to get the first little bit of resources. You don't want to go spend them on a whole lot of stuff. So I hope you found this video entertaining or the information valuable in your start for exploring Valheim. This game really looks interesting to me. The graphics are a little bit different than what I'm used to, but it's still gorgeous maps. And when you look at the game and see how much there is to play and explore, it's a very wide open game. And each map is going to be a little bit different because it's a procedural generated world. So I'm glad you were able to come today. Thank you very much for stopping by. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit the like button so I can know that this is something that y'all will be interested in me continuing doing. And if it's something that you feel like you really want to support, I really appreciate subscriptions. Tells me that that you're interested in what I'm doing and that you want to see me do more. If you do subscribe, make sure you hit that bell so you're notified every time I do update a video and put something new out there. Again, thank you for coming, and we'll see you on the next one. This is Yuli signing off.